What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I am back. Um, I wasn't gonna dive into all this, um, but I have to. I have to get in. I have to speak on this because it's caused a lot of division and stuff like that. And it's old Elon and the salute on Monday. I'm just gonna put it out there, my thoughts on it straight up. If you, it was what you think it was. Point blank, it was a Nazi salute. That's exactly what the fuck it was. There's no middle ground on that whatsoever. Um, if you don't think it is, try that shit in Germany and see what the fuck happens to you. You're gonna get fucking arrested. It's illegal in like a bunch of other countries. Try it in those countries. Google those countries where it's illegal. Go there, do what Elon did on Monday, and see if you don't get locked the fuck up for it, because you're going to. Period. It is what it is. There's no doubt about it, and he did it twice. So there's no middle ground on what it was. The question becomes, is that what he intended to do? And that's where things get a little bit trickier. Do I know? Do I think he intended to do it? I honestly don't fucking know. I'm not in his fucking head. I'm not in his heart. I'm not going to speak on that. He did grow up in South apartheid South Africa, so you can put one and one together and it equals two on that one. He said some very questionable things in the past. Again, you can put one and one together and it equals two. But do I think that he did it with the intent? I don't honestly know. I have no idea. I don't. But if he didn't, there are three things he could have said pretty much immediately after to quell all the bullshit down that's going on regarding this. And that sentence is this. Those three sentences are this. That gesture was not what I intended. I was intending to insert whatever gesture he was meaning to do and then say, I'm sorry for the pain I've caused. The fact that he hasn't said that pretty much speaks for itself as far as like his intent. And before we go any further on that shit, neurodivergence has no place in this argument. Just because he might be autistic, just because he's neurodivergent, doesn't give him a green light to do dumb shit. Okay? Just because you may be on the spectrum doesn't mean you get to go on a killing spree. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like, you don't get to fucking do that. Okay? That's not reality. He's supposed to be a genius. So obviously he got a good education and all that shit. So he knows fucking better. Okay? He's not, you have to hold his fucking hand to do everything. He's a grown ass man that has been through school and studied history at some point. So he knows what the fuck he did. So let's cut the bullshit on that regard. Neurodivergency and being on the spectrum possibly is not an excuse for what he did. It's not a defense, and I ain't trying to hear that shit. So kindly go the fuck somewhere else with that shit, but don't bring it to my door. Because I have a child who's on the spectrum, and if my kid did that, I would break my foot off in their ass. And they know it. They also would not do something that fucking stupid on a public stage because they've been raised and know better than to do something like that. So again, like that whole like neurodivergent on the spectrum, he's possibly autistic. Fuck out of here with that. Okay, so that's that. So we've covered that for the day. All right, next topic's going to be a bit more fun because it's actually the next couple of things we'll talk about are going to be a bit more fun because they're on the fun side of things. Because again, I don't want to get into too much of the politics stuff right now because I'm just not in the fucking mood. I'm really not. Because I see what's happening already the first couple of days of this administration and I'm pissed. I'm fucking furious. It's all shit that you were warned about that y'all, I guess y'all didn't think he'd actually do that he's actually fucking doing. And we fucking told you. That's all I'm gonna say. When the fucking comes your way, if you voted for this guy, when the fucking comes to you, I don't want to hear you crying. You fucking take it like the rest of us have to because you voted for it. We've tried to fucking tell you and you didn't fucking listen. That's you. Now all of us gotta suffer through it because you did what you did and you voted for this shit. So that's you, not me. Don't come crying to my fucking door. I don't want. I'm gonna slam it in your face. On that regard. So like I said, on the more fun topics, I want to touch a little bit on the Britt Baker situation. And the situation is apparently like she's just not going to be used by Tony Khan anymore. Apparently she finally fucked around and is now finding out. God forbid, she finally faced consequences for her bullshit that she'd been doing for years that everybody was aware of and everybody kind of brushed aside because she was the DMD and everybody fucking loved her. Oh, wait. No, they fucking didn't. It turns out she's been a pain in the ass. As if the shit with Thunder Rosa and the shit with Lufisto and the shit with MJF and his girlfriend weren't enough of a fucking clue of what the fucking problem was, or the fucking problem she was causing. That wasn't the fucking thing, right? Like, everybody brushed her under the rug because she could talk on the fucking mic. Forget the fact that she couldn't fucking wrestle anymore, and she regressed to the point where it was like embarrassing to watch her in the fucking ring. She could still talk. No, she still fucking sucks. And apparently she put out feelers to AEW, to WWE, and it's like, she's like, I'm interested in WWE. And it's like, yeah, we're sure you are interested in WWE. But are they interested in you is the bigger question. And the answer to that is probably fucking not. Sure, they could put in a ring with, I don't know, Asuka and Io Sky or Julia and have someone literally knock some fucking sense into her ass. But she's not worth it. She's not. So probably gonna just let her fucking rot and go back to, like, go be a dentist full time. Like, real talk. You don't need wrestling if you're working as a dentist. You can make a shit ton more money doing that. Like, for real. Like, go do the dentist thing. Hell, you were just on Cobra Kai. Parlay it into acting or something. I don't know. But as far as wrestling goes, please don't. Please, just don't. Just go. You won't be missed. You really won't. Like, clearly AEW doesn't give a fuck about you anymore. If they're just like, we're just not going to use you anymore, so we're going to send your ass packing. And not really be all that quiet about it. We're just not going to call you anymore. Hey, Tony, you got anything for me? Click. Hello? Hello? Tony? Tony? Tony, it's Britt. Tony? Tony, go pick up the phone. The phone ain't ringing. Or it's going to voicemail. Or he answers. Hello? Hey, Tony, it's Britt. Can I get booked? Hold on, someone else is calling me. Click. I'll call you back. Click. And the call never comes back. That's where she is right now. And I'm laughing because, like I said, I've seen, this has been long overdue. I'm sorry. It really has with her. Long overdue. Should have happened after the Thunder Rosa thing, but it didn't. Should have happened after the MJF thing with him and his girlfriend, and it didn't. I'm guessing the thing with Serena Deeb, where she was on camera saying nobody cares, was the last straw, because you don't do that when it's from the bitch you want in the feud to give you something to do. But to say nobody cares to Serena Deeb, that's just disrespectful. What are you doing? Anyway, there's that. And then there's the Ricky Stark situation, which apparently he asked for his release officially, and it was denied by Tony Khan. And my question is, why? You're not going to use him. Just let him fucking go. Free Ricky Starks, you fucking coward. And free Ray Phoenix while you're at it, too. There's something. You pulled that man's merch off your website and off of Pro Wrestling Tees. So now, dude can't even get merch residuals. Like, what kind of pussy shit is that? That's just fucking wrong. You are now taking money out of the man's pocket while also not using him, letting him sit at home, and all this other shit. That's worse than Vince. Because Vince never pulled anybody's merch. Up until his contract ended, you could find Baron Corbin gear on WWE's website. You could find Linear Hartwell shit on WWE's website. Up until the day their contracts ended, you could find their stuff out there. And it was on their website. It was in clearance, but it was still there. You could still get it. You could still find it. So that's just shitty all around shitty. You know what I'm saying? That's just shitty for the sake of being shitty to the guy. And that's fucking wrong. And now for something that I did not expect to have to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it because it was so goddamn funny. And that was the AIR Gold versus Sean Ross Sapp situation that happened on Spaces the other day. And let me start by saying this was the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. Like, AIR Gold is pathetic for, like, doing his troll bullshit. And Sean Ross Sapp, while I understand why he went at this guy, I get it, because the guy was stealing, like, fucking information from Sapp and reporting it, and it was causing a bunch of stuff in AEW because of what AIR Gold was saying, which is a whole nother, like, level of shit that I don't understand. Alright, I'm gonna touch on that real quick. How the fuck is an AEW locker room so goddamn soft and so pussified that they're allowing rumors that they know aren't true to cause problems in their locker room? Like, you know this guy's full of shit, and you're letting the shit he's saying start shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Instead of, like, going to everybody about what's being said, why not just say, hey, man, is this true? No, where the fuck did you hear that? Some dipshit online. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not true, man. Okay, cool. Bet. We're good. Fist bump and walk away. But no, these soft motherfuckers let shit get to them to this point where it starts a bunch of shit. And then it gets back to Sapp, who could have just been like, nah, I had nothing to do with this. Like, I didn't say any of this. Which apparently he tried to, like, pull Scott in private, and dude didn't take the hint. So Sapp, defending himself from bullshit, went in this case, I will give him that, went in and he handled his business. And let me say, for the sake of this, like, he ate this dude for fucking lunch. And it's bad when, like, I have to give, like, Sapp credit for anything, Because, like I said, I don't think he's a journalist either. Obviously, Arrow Gold is not a journalist. He's a fucking clown. Sap, to me, is also a clown and not a journalist. And like I said in my last video where I talked about him, like, we had our own run in, and I literally, like, were it not for by the grace of God, go like him, because had he pulled my card, like, it would have ended badly for him. Which is another thing that I've already said. He's going to eventually try the shit he does with the wrong person or right person, depending on your perspective on things. And all the checks he's been writing are going to get cashed. That's that. That's how that's going to end. And it's going to be fucking hilarious when it happens. But in this case, Sap was in the right. I wouldn't have lowered myself to get into it with a fucking clown like Arrow Gold. I would have never done it. I wouldn't have lowered myself to getting into that fucking... Because it gives him credibility that you shouldn't be giving him. It gives him that platform to spew his shit, and you're just giving him space to do it. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to give him that satisfaction. I'm going to ignore him and go about my business. Whether or not he's stealing your work or whatever for his own purposes, there are ways to handle that without, like, getting into his spaces and, like, lowering yourself to that thing. And again, that's my point with it. Like, if you're supposedly up here, why are you lowering yourself to that level of going at that guy? Also, who the fuck made him the internet police, IWC police? Like, nobody asked you to fucking police the internet wrestling community. Who the fuck are you? Like, just do your own bullshit and fucking leave everybody alone. It's part of your fucking problem. But people start with him because of how he is, and he brings shit upon himself. He seeks confrontation by how he conducts himself, and then cries victim when he gets that confrontation from people. That's the problem. And then he tries to act all hard when the confrontation comes, and it's like, you're not that guy. As I've said to him when we had our run-in, you're not that guy. Like, challenging people to fights and stuff like that, which he has done, doxing people and outing people as something they're not, which he has done, or he has had his people do. And it is documented that this has been a thing, or where he's gone after people and he's called them and left messages, and it's documented that he's done this. And again, people give this guy a fucking pass for it. And I don't understand why. If he's starting this or doing that to you, don't sit back and fucking take it. Fucking fight back. Maybe not physically fight him, but get the law involved. That's what I would do. Of course, I'd block this crazy, goofy ass because I just was like, instead of catching a charge, I'm going to go the high road and just end this before it goes somewhere that it doesn't need to go to over wrestling opinions, because he's crazy and needs help. And as much as I want to give him that help, hint, hint, if you know what I mean, I have a family that I love and care about that I don't want visiting me behind bars because I caught a charge for being his hucklebearer. Or Huckleberry, or whatever you want to call it, that Doc Holliday said to Johnny Ringo in Tombstone. Because there comes a point where it's like, I was just playing, man. Yeah, I'm not. And I wasn't. Say when. That's how I operate. There's a certain point where I say, okay, You just have to get like your face broken. And now I'd rather not. Like I said, I choose the path of peace. But sometimes motherfuckers don't let you, and you have to like knock a tooth or two out, or break a nose, or a cheekbone, or an entire face. I don't know. Who knows where it would have gone? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. And we shall never find out. Because for my sanity and to keep myself in check, I showed restraint and I just blocked and then move on. But in this case, like I said, in this case and in this case only, I will give him credit. He was doing what was right because he tried to handle it privately with this person, with ARR Gold, and it didn't take because he was stealing SAP's work, twisting it into misinformation, and then doing stuff. And as someone who's taking a journalism class, that's not how you do things. So he was like, dude, you're taking my work and doing this. It's not cool. You're starting a bunch of dumb shit that doesn't need to be started. Fuck is wrong with you? And then he's like, well, if it's false, just report it's false. That's not the point. He was like, that's not the fucking point, dude. That's not the point of why I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you because the stuff you're reporting that's false is causing problems because people are coming to me about what's being said, and it's not okay. I'm not doing this. You're doing it. Fucking stop. And he didn't. And so that's why he did what he did in that spaces. And basically, like I said, he annihilated Arrow Golden, but make no mistake about it, there are no heroes in this case. There are no heroes here. Arrow Gold is not a hero. He's a clown and a troll. Sean Ross Sapp is definitely not a hero for all the reasons I said previously. And like I said, he's no hero. He's definitely no hero. And while I give him credit for handling this situation the way he should have, in other cases, he has totally not done that. And in those cases, eventually he's going to keep doing what he's doing and it's going to end badly for him. And that shall be my final word on anything related to that individual. Because unless something happens where he finally does, like, someone finally pulls his card like that and it finally happens, I'll talk about that because it'll be funny when it does happen. And I'll talk about that. But other than that, I don't give enough a fuck about the guy to do it. So I brought this up as a lesson. As someone who's taken a journalism class, he was in the right in this case. It hurts me to say that. It really does. It pains me to say that he was right in this situation, but having taken a journalism class and being a shit in journalism, having a degree in communications, I completely understand why he did what he did, and he was in the right in this case. So, just to clarify, not a hero, still not a good guy. He was just because he was right, but he was right in this case. Still a dirtbag, still a scumbag, still don't like him, but in this case, I get it. I get it. I understand why. Totally understand it. The other guy involved that got served for breakfast, fricasseed up real nice, fried real nice, a clown. And then it came out that AEW people can't stand his ass. So it was he was double hurt. And that was funny. But again, as far as AEW goes, why are you wrestlers letting this dude bother you to that point when you know it's bullshit? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, fuck, man. And to think, like, everybody thought, oh, well, when CM Punk Lee is gone, things are going to get better there. That has not happened at all. In fact, things have gotten worse in every possible way. The show sucks. The wrestlers all want to get most of the wrestlers want to get the fuck out. Like, you could see Kenny Omega just came back, and you could tell he doesn't give a fuck or want to be there anymore. He's like, you can see in his face like, man, I really should have went when Cody left. Fuck me. I'm stuck in this shit. I really should have fucking left when I had the chance. Really should have took that WWE money. I should have taken it and I didn't. And now I'm hurting. You could see it in, you could see like the whole Malachi Black thing where it's like Malachi Black's gone and probably going to WWE as soon as he can. Ricky Starks will show up on WWE television the second he's out of his contract. I'm telling you. Because like he's like, look, y'all not using me. Just let me fucking go. And he's like, no, because you're gonna get a WWE. Everybody already knows that, motherfucker. Just let me fucking go. No. Nope, not gonna do it. So that happened. And then this Britt Baker shit, which is the culmination of a lot of other bullshit that's been happening to her over the years. And it's just a mess. It's a mess there, man. It's a mess in the locker room, apparently. It's a mess as a television show. It's a fucking mess. Like last week, they had the match with Will Hobbs and John Moxley for the title. And they ran out of time before showing, like they show his leg get Pillmanized, Hobbs' leg get Pillmanized. But what you didn't see on the air after the show went off, because they ran out of time on a show with an overrun, I don't understand how that fucking happens, but it happened. Will Hobbs on one leg came back, powerhoused up, and beat the fuck out of Death Riders on one leg, and nobody saw it. And everyone's like, wait a minute, why didn't you air this? Because he just got choked out on national television, and the referee didn't even check on him to see if he was still conscious. He's like, oh, he's out. Ding, ding, ding. And it's like, he got choked out. Here's your big powerhouse babyface who got L'd out in the Bulldog choke by John Moxley, who's like leader of a stable that's dying a death every week. And on the weekends, get choked out by gym teachers in jiu-jitsu tournaments. It's like, I got choked out this weekend. I got to choke somebody out to make myself feel strong. Ah. And again, let me be clear, not trashing him for doing the jiu-jitsu thing. I actually respect it. Except for that time, he didn't shake the guy's hand or show respect after he got L'd out. That was some bitch shit. But it takes balls to do what Moxley does by doing that. So credit to him for that, except for that one time he acted like a bitch. But again, until you step on a mat, until you roll with somebody, until you're in a jiu-jitsu tournament, unless you do it, unless you put on a gi and you step out there and you try to do that shit, you ain't got nothing to say to me, because it took guts to do that. Just like it took guts for CM Punk to do MMA. Or Batista. Or Bobby Lashley. Or Brock Lesnar. It takes guts to do that. Period. It takes guts to do something where someone's going to hit you in the fucking face. Like, and you know it's coming. Or someone's going to try to make you submit. It takes guts to get on a mat and do that. Period. But anyway, that's my thoughts on things. In closing, Elon Musk, dude, if you didn't intend it for what it looked like or what it was, you need to clarify that shit with the quickness, bro. But even now, it might be too late. It's been 2 days and you haven't said shit. And even Nazis think you did what you did. So I don't know where the debate is on that. Like, if they think he did it, where's the fucking... I don't know what to tell you. I know what I saw. And they saw the same thing. So if they saw it, why the fuck don't you? And if that wasn't what you meant, bro, you gotta clear that shit up, man. I don't know what to tell you. As far as Britt Baker, to quote Seth Rollins, bye-bye, bitch. I hate Seth Rollins still, but that shit was funny. And as far as Sean Ross Sapp and Ariel Gold, there are no heroes here. AEW locker room, seriously, y'all gotta man the fuck up and stop being pussies about stuff. Cause like that's some I can't even describe how like bad that looks. That a rumor that most of y'all know is not true from an online troll got y'all so heated that it started problems. I can't even with that shit. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. On the news front, I have a job now. I'll start in 2 weeks. I will be working for UC Health starting on the 3rd of February. So it was a long road. It was a hard road. It was stressful as fuck. But light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel finally came. And to everybody out there who sent well wishes and stuff like that, to my boys over at the Bayou Geeks who kept me laughing through all this, my co-hosts, Fatty, Dirk, and Maximus G. Y'all literally kept me going through that just by making me laugh about the situation. Like, seriously, I love you guys, man. To my boys back home, Rick, Joe, Keith, Matt, Grizz. I love you guys too, man. To my family out there, I love y'all. I got to get better at talking to people or calling to people and stuff like that. To my boys at Spitball Media, much love to you guys. Wrestling Soup, much love to you guys. Evil Dose at the Garden of June and Hammerlock Hangover, much love to you, my friend. Drew Yari at the Drew Yari Experience, much love to you, my friend. To my boys, Wrestling Soup, I already said Wrestling Soup. To my to the OGs, Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle. I got to actually talk to Kev Castle on one of the most recent episodes of the Bayou Geeks for Thaddeus' birthday special. He came on with us, and it was cool to finally sit down with one of the guys who inspired me to do this. So that meant a lot. It really did. I can't even express how cool that was to finally be able to talk to him. And just a cool ass dude, man. Much love to you, Kev, and Don Tony. Like I said, Spitball Media. Love you guys too, man. Wrestling Soup, Mission Joey. Y'all my boys, you already know that. Who am I forgetting? Darren Reynolds over at T Watches a Scary Movie. My man, we gotta hook up now that I'm in Colorado. Marquise, now that I am working and I'll be able to actually come up to Denver or something. We gotta work that out too. But I did not forget about that. Just things kind of weren't working out when I wanted to, but now things are going to be a little bit easier. So we will make that happen. So on that note, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.